Welcome, Justin, with EquinEdge. We're back at the fairgrounds. Good day yesterday. It was sloppy, not a lot of winners, but we did have that nice price horse with the pace with Mr. Edgar Morales, and then we played that in daily double with Jose. That was a good one. We missed our other couple of strong bets, had a second, and then there at the last race didn't connect. But today I will tell you, it's chalky. I had to re-handicap this card. My note sheet is crazy. I had 5 top picks, scratch out of the race, but I narrowed every race literally to 2 horses in most races, except for the first. So we're going to dive in. We're going to go through a bunch of these because I think there's a lot of chalk. So tread cautiously, play opinion. I narrowed this to the 3, 4, 7. Maybe the 6 is a player. It's the only race where I didn't have a strong opinion. So we're going to move on to race 2. I think that Sweet Temperament, they're off the turf, I believe is a single. Over to the dirt here, Colby Hernandez riding for Keith. And, I think here off the scratch, they come over to the dirt, showing class. It's coming from much stronger strength of races. One last out, on the turf, sprinting on the turf, but now on the dirt, I think is the lock. So race 3, we had a scratch of the 4, somebody to watch in the future, first division for Mr. McPeak. I think this race between the 5 and 6, high ceiling and lure it away. I don't necessarily like any of the speed up front. Not a strong opinion, but I think it's a 2-horse race. You can play a daily double there, and you can play really cheap pick 3s, pick 4s. You can roll it all for cheap. Race 4 is actually one of the only races I thought you might be able to get a little bit of a price. And Wise Verdict was my top pick here. And Flow rides for Landry. Drops pretty big here in SOR coming, off the turf. And one at Evangeline's, you can see here, last year on the turf, but has all these respectable efforts in the summer that were much tougher in stakes race. Now it drops into state bred allowance. It's an optional claim, so in for a tag, but I think really benefits with some speed up front. The 3 and the 5 adding blinkers, I think, put some pace in the race. This sits up for the 2 or the 7. I put the 7 on top. Again, 2-horse race. Race 5, this is between the 1 and 2. Scotty and I talked about it on the preview show. 6 string, been racing really well at the meet, racing really well in Louisiana, a major player here. And Monoma Gold for Cherie DeVoe coming off Fletcher, second time Cherie, a big player here as well. Look at these really classy races back here. Cherie second off the trainer switch. She's going to have this one ready to go in Jose ride. So again, really chalky. Play it with opinion, pick 3s, 4s, 5s, whatever it is. Play opinion and play it cheap. Race number 6, I thought this was, again, chalky between Hey Jude and Little Mugs. You have Hey Jude with Morales and Amos, and we talked about him. He had a big day yesterday. And then you got Jose riding for Greg Foley on Little Mugs. No preference for me on both, but 2-horse race, again, draws well on the inside, raced really well in that Louisiana Classic day for Louisiana juveniles and showed up as an 84, very tough race, but had back-to-back wins. I'd probably put Hey Jude on top, Little Mugs second, but it's, again, 2-horse race, Little Mugs, Jose rides here, second off the maiden win, and a 52 had that nice run here, and a 70 in open company. So, again, I think it's between those 2. I don't see anybody else. All right, race 7. Again, another, we're single here. 5 steady on is the single. Jose on the front end for Joe Sharp. I know the 4 has a win percent there, but I think Jose has this one. Second off for Sharp from Fletcher. 3 for 3 at 8 furlongs. That last win was 18 months ago, but, lightly raced, is off second off. This is not a great group on the off the turf event. And I think will be dangerous on the front end, and you can see has been running up here on the lead and backing up, but these were tougher races. So, I thought it was a single on the back end. Race 8, again, 2-horse race, in my opinion, but I do find a little bit of value here. The 6 was our top pick on the preview show, but scratched out. And now we go to Not on Herb for Jareth Loveberry. Go Sugar, I think, going to get some pressure from the 1. Go Sugar, our second pick. I think it's between the 8 and the 3. But if Go Sugar gets pressure, I think this might set up for Not on Herb. And this would probably be our price play of the day here with Jareth Loveberry rides. not a barn that hits it a lot, but been racing versus Go Sugar. And, you look last out here, was in the 7 post, does slide in today with some scratches. And I think it's in a really good trip. Go Sugar have been racing and won multiple stakes races and is a real player here. But I think Go Sugar, the one that can sit the trip. And you look at this past form back here in State Bred and Open Allowance, and hit 11 of 17 on the board, but can get back to this. And I think can set off the speed with Loveberry. I think he gets, us a great price here, probably the best price of the day. But Go Sugar going to be tough. Again, 2-horse race, but I'm 8-3. In the last, we'll also look for a little bit of value, but this looks between the 2 and 7. So I really like the back half of the card. You can go slim and add a couple horses, and you might get some value if you can beat one of the chalks. Chalks out, you're going to be okay. I think you can be narrow. So that's the plan today. This is the 7 and the 2. I think Jet Rocket on the front end for Flo or for Ben Curtis, right for Decoying, I think is, could be a little bit loose up here. It doesn't need the lead, I think. You can see that, back here when raced at 8 furlongs over the summer, look at this. Tried to rate stuck off the pace here. He had 2 seconds and a 60 and a 64. Very sneaky here, in my opinion. In the last, again, I love the exacta here. 2-7. Again, roll them through. It's a big day for just taking conviction, and I think, go with your opinion here at Fairgrounds if you're going to play it. All right, I'll be on the stretch run shortly, a little bit longer today, but I wanted to go through that QR code up above. 3 free races per day. Good